Hey and welcome back to my channel. Today I am creating a mixed media art journal page, and I'm starting by stamping some tissue paper that I want to use as the background or to collage on the background. And I'm using the Inky Flowers stamp set, and I work with a StazOn ink. And that tissue paper, I got this from some shoes I bought for the kids. There is usually some of this more translucent paper in those boxes, and I always keep them because they are perfect to use for collage on a background. If you don't have this kind of tissue paper, you can use a normal tissue and then separate the layers and stamp onto the clean layer with no print, and then you can use this in a similar way. I really like using tissue whenever I have to stamp something onto an uneven surface. So I would stamp on the tissue and then adhere it with some gel medium to the background, to the surface. And it's also really nice because you get some kind of a different texture with this kind of collage. Instead of stamping directly to the surface, when you use that way, you get an interesting texture. And today I plan to adhere the tissue with some clear gesso. And the clear gesso also gives, it looks so much different than if I would stamp it directly. But maybe you will see it in the end when you see the photos of the finished piece. I will now speed this up a bit so you don't get bored by seeing me stamping the whole sheet. As always, I have linked up the blog post in the video description where I have some close-up images and you can have a look at them. There are some smaller gaps on the paper, and there is a smaller stamp from the seed pot from this plant. And I'm going to stamp this to the areas where I have a bigger empty spot. That's just a nice way to fill that background paper. Another possibility, or what I do when I use different stamps, I always start with the biggest and then work my way to the smallest, so I can fill smaller spots with smaller stamps at the end. I'm working in my Kunst und Papier watercolor journal today. It has a really nice size, it's not too big, and I'm working with clear gesso to adhere the tissue. And now I just tear some pieces that I plan to adhere to the background. That's also something I really like, because if I would stamp directly to the paper, it would be just perfect, because I would stamp it exactly in the places that every flower has a room and every flower is complete. And with that way of adhering the paper and tearing it, you get just a more looser look. To tear this tissue, you can just use a brush, wet that, and then draw a line onto the paper, and then it will easily tear in this position. I'm applying the clear gesso with a dough scraper that is usually used in the kitchen, but I really love this to apply gesso or to paint big areas with paint, because you don't have to clean it. Well, it's easy to clean it, and it also does not leave any brush strokes, and I think for priming a page that's quite nice. Of course, you have to be a little bit careful with the tissue and the wet medium, because it will soak up immediately the the water, and then it can tear quite easily, so you have to be a little bit careful. I think I might overwork it in an area and then the paper is tearing, but that's also not a real problem because as it's just for a background, it doesn't have to be perfect, so it's not a problem at all. Here that happens. I really love the clear gesso because it works perfectly with watercolors. It has a slight texture to it, and it also dries quite quickly. And that's what I'm going to do now. I'm going to let this dry, and then I come back and I will color that in with watercolors. I decided that I want to do some more stamping to the background before I go in with the watercolors, and I just used some vintagey stamps from our Mix It Up #6 stamp set and add some accents here and there directly to the page. At this stage, everything looks quite ugly, I feel, and sometimes you have to work through that ugly stage, which I recognized happens almost every time I create something. Also, when I'm drawing in my sketchbook, I usually work with mixed media, means I work with markers and paint and color. There is always a stage where I think, oh no, that's not going to be a beautiful piece. But in the end, when it's done, it's always pretty, almost always. And believe me, this page is also going to turn into something pretty. I'm now going in with the watercolors, and I start by adding a lighter layer to the whole page, and then I go on top once that's dry to add another layer to give everything more details. I'm working with the granulating watercolors. I recently bought some new ones, and then I decided to put together a completely new palette. So I have only the granulating colors I have in one palette, and that's quite nice. And I really love using them, not only for mixed media, also in my sketchbook. I think there are some videos about putting together this palette available for members, for mixed media Papier members. I often make some extra videos apart from the Saturday video that have some art supply hauls or things like putting together a watercolor palette, or last time I made a quick video on prepping some backgrounds. I work mainly intuitively here. I try to bring out the flowers a bit. I'm going to color those in a pink color once the background is dry, and I add some darker shades to bring in darker value and more contrast. And that's really nothing I plan. I just work on the page. Something I take care of is not to paint the whole page in color. I try to leave some very light, almost white spaces because that keeps it interesting. When you paint the whole spread, it quickly turns out a bit boring. I'm now drying this with my heat tool so I can keep on working. That makes it a bit easier. I didn't want to wait until that was dry because I wanted to see how it's turning out once the flowers get its color. The only not granulating color that's in this palette is the neon pink, and I put it in because I really love it, and I often combine it with the granulating colors, and that's the reason why I put that into this palette as well, so I don't have to open another palette with the pink. Of course, another option for the background would be to use a real tissue one that is printed. I know that a lot of paper crafters have tissue papers or collect tissue papers because they are so pretty, and you can just separate the paper into the layers and then use the printed layer as a background for an art journal page. I recognize that I almost forgot the little flower buds. And now I'm painting them in pink, and that brings in some touches of pink here and there, which goes well with the bigger flowers in pink, and I really like that. I'm not a big fan of that part of the flower in the center of my page, and I plan to cover that up with some white. And I picked that art graph tailor shape white from Biaco. I will link it up in the video description, as well as all the other products I am using here. It's the most opaque watercolor white I have ever had. Of course, you could use some white gesso, for example, as well. I decided to add another layer of white over this center flower just to cover it up even more. I don't mind if it's shining through a little bit, but I think that was still too much, so I just go over it with another layer. I'm also going to add some white color splatters later in the process because I think they are matching the whole spread quite well. I really love that shabby look you get, and that's what I meant in the beginning. Because of using that collage paper, you get that used look a little bit, and it looks more vintagey and shabby, and it's a really nice technique to create something that should look a bit older. While this is drying completely, I'm going to prepare my focal image, and I plan to use that bird from our Textured Birds stamp set. I had already one ready to go, but the colors didn't match, but I thought the bird itself would match perfectly on this page, so I decided to stamp it again and color it in so that it works with the page. And I decided to stamp two because my piece of paper, which is the Canson mixed media paper, was big enough, and I will just make two versions of that birdie, and then I can decide which one I want to add to that page. And I'm using the same watercolors to color these birdies in. I'm going to speed up that process because that takes a while, and it will become just too long, and I think also a bit boring. Once my birdies are colored in, I'm going to cut them out directly on the black outline, and I also cut away their feet because I'm then going to stamp that bird directly to my page, and I just focus on the outlines. It's not about getting a perfect stamp impression. It's a bit difficult to stamp directly a good image over that collage and the clear gesso because it's very rough. I just wanted to have that outline and the feet, and then I can just place in that birdie, and you can see the feet because I've stamped it to the page directly, and then I don't have to cut them out. There is a slight border on its belly, and I didn't like it, so I just go in with a wet brush and just blend that in a bit better. And I also think I tweak the colors a little bit so it matches even more with the flowers on the page. And while this is drying, I'm preparing a sentiment for the spread. I picked one of our older bird-themed rubber stamp sets. I tried to find out where this stamp is on. I don't have that in mind. I will put it in the video description. And I'm going to cut out these words. I'm just going to mask off the bottom line of the sentiment because it says the quote is from William Blake, but it was so close to the words that I thought it would be really hard to cut that out. So I masked it with a washi tape, and then I stamped it without the William Blake. And now I can cut those words out and just adhere them to my page as the sentiment. And here I'm adhering the bird. I'm going to put something heavy on it because everything is a bit bulky, and I want it to stick very well, and that's the easiest way. And here you can see the finished spread. I've added the words as well. And yeah, I really like it. I hope you enjoyed that video, and I hope we will see us next time. Have a wonderful weekend. Bye.